Welcome to The Kid Cave, the podcast where young sports fans learn all about the games they love, from how sports work to the stories of legendary athletes. We break it all down in a way that's fun, easy to understand, and packed with cool facts. So if you're curious about sports and ready to learn something new, you're in the right place. Let's explore the world of sports, one play at a time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Kid Cave podcast. I'm Dan. That's Hutson. And we're back for another episode here from our man cave, right? All right. So on this episode, as normal, I should say as normal because we started doing this on the last episode. We got fun facts. We've got game ons. We've got Huddle Up History. We've got stat labs. We've got playbooks. You don't even know the notes that I made and such. See? No peeking either, bud. No peeking. All right. And then we're going to end it with little extra credits. I got trivia questions for you. All right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
So, icebreaker, fun fact first, okay? You ready for this one? Because basketball started up, right? College basketball just started. The NBA is underway. I think we're in our third week already. Basketball was originally played, did you know? Originally played with a soccer ball. Do you know what the hoops were made out of?
Peach baskets.
Peach baskets. Nice job. Where did you learn that from?
School.
School? Yeah, make sure you speak up a little bit, okay? Where did you learn that from?
School, because we had these magazines that we'd have to do every week on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nice. Well, in our Huddle Up History, we're actually going to learn a little bit more about basketball, okay? All right. So, let's get to game on. Game on is just kind of like our rundown of what's going on in the sports world, right? So, let's start off with the World Series, man. It's over with. 7 games. Remember, we're looking at that camera, bro, okay? 7 games. Dodgers win it. It was a fun series. It was an entertaining series, but I was rooting for the Blue Jays. Who were you rooting for?
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, yeah. So, 7 games. It was an awesome Game 7. You had an 18-inning game in the middle there. Blue Jays were up 3-2 going back to Toronto and not able to get it done. They had the lead in Game 7. Then it goes extra innings, and then the Dodgers also coming back from, or I should say, winning it in extra innings. So, Dodgers are your champs again, and we're already into the offseason for baseball. Do you think the Brewers are going to make any big moves?
No.
No, I don't think so either. How about, we mentioned the NBA, it's getting started, or it has started. 3 weeks, about 3 weeks in. As of this recording, the Thunder are still undefeated. 8-0, and they're the defending champs. The Bulls are off to a really good start. They only got 1 loss as of this recording. They just beat the 76ers, and those were the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. Bucks are 5-3 right now, but Giannis is off to an awesome start. You got the Spurs that are off to a really good start. Victor Wembanyama's back this year. So, but OKC still looks like the best team, don't they?
Yeah.
Who do you think? Prediction time, Hudson. And you got to speak up a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to win the MVP in the NBA this year?
I don't know.
You got to pick. I'll tell you who I'll pick.
Okay.
Ant-Man. That's who my pick was at the beginning. I don't know right now, but that was my pick at the beginning. If I could change it, it'd be Wembanyama.
I might just go with Giannis.
Giannis, although he's off to a really good start too. So, who's your pick to win it all? Since I didn't get to ask you this last time. And you get the advantage of seeing it for the first 3 weeks. You're wearing a Bucks hoodie, so are you going to go Bucks again, or?
For the championship?
For the championship.
I'm not going to go with the Bucks.
Then who are you going with?
I feel like the Lakers are going to get it this year.
Luka and LeBron. They're off to a good start, too. So, we got that going on. We've got college basketball starting it. We got college football still going on, although the college football playoff, the first bracket just came out, the top 12 in that. NFL season, we're already in week 10. Week 10. I'm going to ask you. I got my 5, if you want me to go first. Like last time, let's. Top 5 football teams in the NFL right now. Mm-hmm. You want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Number 5, I got the Rams. Number 4, I've got the Colts. Number 3, I've got the Bills. 2 Patriots, 1 Eagles. Remember, that's the camera, not down there.
Yeah,
so.
I know. 5, Denver.
Okay. You're a big Bo Nix guy.
4 would probably be the Patriots.
Okay.
3 is going to be the 49ers.
What? The 49ers? All right.
2, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
Man, okay.
And then I'm going to go with the 1 as the Colts.
The 1 is the Colts. So you don't have the Eagles in there? You don't have the Bills in there? All right. We'll see. We got a big game, Patriots and Buccaneers, coming up this weekend, too. There's a lot of good games. And then Packers, Eagles on Monday night. So hopefully the Packers can actually stop the run against Saquon.
He's not doing as good this year.
Well, he may bust out when it comes to playing Green Bay, though, right? So, all right, ready to do a little Huddle Up History?
Yep.
Since we are talking a little bit about basketball, we're going to be learn a little bit about basketball history. So, with that, Hudson, do you know who invented basketball?
James Naismith.
Look at you! I can't fool you, man. Do you know what year it was invented?
1969.
No.
Dang it.
you were pretty adamant on 1891. So, basketball was invented by Dr. James Naismith. He was a Phi Ed teacher at a YMCA, and he was looking to start a game or invent a game because, in the winter it gets cold, right? So a game indoors. And so this was in Springfield, Massachusetts. All right. And he wrote down 13 basic rules for this game, which I'm going to tell you what those rules are in just a second. And some of them might actually surprise you a little bit. But the first basketball game featured 9 players on each team. And the goal was to simply shoot the ball into the other hoop, right? And as we said a little bit earlier, what kind of ball did they use?
Soccer ball.
And what kind of baskets?
Peach baskets.
Peach baskets. So, ready for the 13 simple rules for basketball? Mm-hmm. Check this out. Fun fact for the first one. The ball may be thrown in any direction with one or both hands. All right, well, you could kind of still do that, right? But you know what you couldn't do until it was 1897. I'm double checking my notes. 1897. They couldn't do this until that. It was, let me go through, want to double check here. Yeah, you couldn't dribble. Now you think about basketball dribbling, right? They didn't incorporate dribbling until 1897, like 6 years after. So even when basketball first started, you couldn't dribble.
You pretty much have to dribble now.
You have to. Yeah, but the only way to move the ball was you couldn't even run with it. So you'd have to run, pass it, and try to stop, and then pass it again. No dribbling, man. So the ball may be batted in any direction with one or both hands, never with the fist. A player cannot run with the ball. The player must throw it from the spot on which he catches it. Allowance to be made for a man who catches the ball when running at a good speed if he tries to stop. So we know Hudson's really fast. If he would have caught the ball, you could have taken like a couple steps to try to stop, and that'd be okay. So the ball must be held in or between the hands, the arms, or body. Must not be used for holding it. No shouldering, holding, pushing, tripping, or striking in any way the person of an opponent shall be allowed. The first infringement of this rule by any player shall count as a foul. The second shall disqualify him until the next basket is made. Or if there is evident intent to injure the person for the whole game, no substitution allowed. Think about that. If you got like 2 fouls, Hudson, you'd have to sit out until the next basket's made. That's kind of what it's saying there. A foul is striking at the ball with the fist, violation of Rules 3, 4, and such as described in Rule 5. If either side makes 3 consecutive fouls, it shall count as a goal for the opponents. Think about that. 3 consecutive fouls on your team, and they get a goal, automatic point. Jeez. A goal shall be made when the ball is thrown or batted from the grounds into the basket and stays there, providing those defending the goal do not touch or disturb the goal. If the ball rests on the edges and the opponent moves the basket, it shall count as a goal. When the ball goes out of bounds, it shall be thrown into the field of play by the person first touching it. In case of a dispute, the umpire, what do they, baseball? No, come on now, shall throw it straight into the field. The thrower in is allowed 5 seconds. Still get that today, 5 seconds. Field is longer, it shall go to the opponent. If any side persists in delaying the game, the umpire shall call a foul on that side. The umpire shall be a judge of the men and shall note that fouls and notify the referee when 3 consecutive fouls have been made. He shall have the power to disqualify men according to Rule 5. The referee shall be judge of the ball and decide when the ball is in play, in bounds, to which side it belongs, and shall keep the time. He shall decide when a goal has been made and keep account of the goals with any other duties that are usually performed by the referee. Time, 2 15-minute halves with 5 minutes rest in between. So, about a 30-minute game. Now, you've got college, it's 40, and NBA is 48.
Yep.
So, the side making the most goals in that time shall be declared the winner. In case of a draw, the game may be, by agreement of the captains, be continued until another goal is made, so sudden death. And did you know basketball, how many is it, 1 word or 2 words?
1.
1 word, but it used to be 2 words. These original rules were published January 15th, 1892 in the Springfield College newspaper called The Triangle. Wonder if that's where Phil Jackson got his name for his triangle offense. Bulls fans, diehard Bulls fans will have to let me know on that one. So there's just 13 rules back then. Now they probably have like 500 different rules when you play a basketball game, for crying out loud. So isn't that nuts though about the dribbling?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, all right, let's move on then to Stat Lab. Okay, basketball is kind of the theme in this one, but this stat, again, if you're just listening, make sure the camera's up there, bro. Not down there, man. They want to see your beautiful eyes up there, okay?
No.
But this is kind of like our math thing, right? Where we try to learn a stats. And have you heard, Hudson, of the phrase point differential or run differential? Do you know what that is?
So it's basically where a team scores a lot of points, where the other team scores like little amount of points.
Mm-hmm. And you subtract that, right? You make the difference of it. So that's right. Like baseball, it's called run differential. Basketball, it's called point differential. Football kind of does something similar to that. So essentially it is, like you said, say Hudson scores 150 points against me and I only score 125. Hudson would have a plus 25 run differential, which is really good. You want to be in the pluses, right?
Yep.
Now, if we flipped it, that would mean that I have a negative 25 run differential, which is not good, right? So kind of, it's one of my favorite stats when I talk about sports, when I look at run differential and point differentials, because it kind of gives you an idea of like who's a really good offense and who's a really good defense.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously, if you're closer to 1 or 0, it means you're pretty darn close, and maybe you have some close games. So, like, for example, the team right now leading point differential in the NBA.
Yep.
You want to know who it is?
Yeah.
The Thunder. Well, the Thunder are undefeated right now, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of a hint there. So, next up, we got the playbook. This time, I've got the marker board because we're getting ready for basketball season, right?
Yep.
So, what we're going to explain on this one is a pick and roll. Do you know what a pick and roll is, Hudson?
Yeah.
We worked on it a little bit last year, right? So, well...
I can't remember.
Well, don't worry, because I'm going to draw it out for you, all right? So, we're going to have a point guard who's bringing up the ball, and we'll have a teammate there. X is the defender, okay? So, right there. Circle or 0 is the offense. X is the defense, okay? Pick and roll means your teammate is going to come over and stop right there, where that circle is, to the X, okay? The point guard, person who's dribbling the ball, will then go this way because that teammate acts as kind of like a wall, right? A blocker, maybe in football. So, that defensive player might switch and take that point guard then, right? But if not, they might have a free run to the hoop for a layup. The teammate, though, that set that screen, the screener, why we call it a pick and roll, because after that point guard or that person that has the basketball runs or dribbles by them, they roll or go towards the basket like that, right? Mm-hmm. Because maybe that point guard or maybe that guard or whoever it is that has the ball can pass it to them, and then they can shoot and score, or just pass it and whatever. That's why we call it a pick and roll. So pick, it's kind of like you're picking the defender. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. Basketball or the person dribbling the ball goes around that pick or that screen, and then roll is the screener going towards the hoop. So we're going to do that a lot more in basketball this year. Do you remember kind of doing it a little bit last year? A little bit in basketball?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's one of the basic concepts in basketball offense. So pick and roll and screens. You see it all the time when you watch a basketball game, right? Mm-hmm. The player at the top, on top of the key, above the 3-point line, you'll see like maybe a big come and set a screen. You want to put your arms down. The key, if you're a screener though too, you don't want to move, right? So if that defender kind of tries to move around you as the screener, you can't move your feet to try to get in front of them because that's called a moving screen, which is a foul on you then. So you have to keep those feet planted. So some NBA players, they get a little sneaky and shuffle their feet a little bit and kind of get away with it that way. But those are the really, really good players. So, what else do we have next up, Mr. Hutson? We've got, I had show and tell. Do we have anything to show and tell?
No.
We don't have anything to show and tell? We got to have something to show and tell. We're in a man cave. We got to do a little show and tell on this thing. What should we... You pick something down here that we should show and tell. You want to do one of the cards over there?
Sure.
You want to go grab one of the cards? Do a little show and tell, and then after show and tell, we've got extra credit, the trivia portion of it. Or baseball or whatever you want to do. You can pick one. Or one of the photos over there. You want to do that one? All right. You bring it over. So you explain what it is.
So, this is a Don Hutson autograph card from
1990.
1990.
It's a Pro Football Hall of Fame card. I remember getting some of these. I think I have a Jim Brown one somewhere. I remember getting them as a kid, made by Swell, but it's also, authentic, PSA certified because of the autograph. So, Don Hutson, we're Don Hutson fans, and that's why Hutson is named after Don Hutson, right? So, all right, should we wrap it up with a little extra credit trivia? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've got 5 questions for you. And I did give you some multiple choice options with this. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go. I wrote them down. I was actually prepared for this. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where are my extra credits questions? There they are. I had it. Wrong paper. Don't look at me like that. Okay. What is it called when a bowler makes 3 strikes in a row?
A turkey.
You gotta say it to the camera, man.
A turkey.
I had to put that in there because it's almost Thanksgiving. Get it? Turkey, gobble, gobble. Alright. How about, let's go, this is multiple choice. How many teams are there in the NBA? Unless you already know it.
30.
Yeah, you got it. How many football players can be on the field for a team for a play?
11 on offense, 11 on defense. So that equals 22.
All right, yeah, okay. Another multiple choice. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the camera, man. Not down there at yourself. What NBA player has the most MVP awards?
Kareem.
4 for 4. Didn't even need the multiple choice. All right, I think I'm going to get you on this one, which means I think I can slime you. I'm going to buy some slime, and if you get this one wrong.
We still have to get slime for week 1.
I know we do. What is the only sport to be played on the moon? I'll give you multiple choice.
Okay.
Golf, tennis, baseball, bowling.
I think I've heard this. Is it golf?
Ah, you got it!
Let's go!
You got it. Nice work, dude. Nice. All right. So that's our episode, unless you got anything else to say.
No.
No? All right. That's our episode for The Kid Cave. Make sure to, right, Hudson? Make sure to tell them to point at them and say, follow us on YouTube.
Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe.
There you go. Nice. See? You're a pro at this. And it's also available audio form, Spotify, and Apple. Till next time, I'm Dan, and that's... What's your name?
Hudson.
Hudson. We'll talk to you in the next episode of The Kid Cave.